Hello, my name is Thomas Daniel Ince, and today I'm going to be talking about how I discovered Kate Bush. So it was at school where I was doing an after-school program called Expressive Arts, which was a GCSE, like an extra GCSE, and it sort of incorporated elements of drama and performing arts, and it incorporated dance, music, drama, and art, and you could do any one of those topics as part of your end of year performance. But it was an open evening, and parents were coming to visit the school, and so we happened to have a lesson that evening, and my teacher, as part of the course, um, it was part of um, this curriculum to play the Kate Bush song "This Woman's Work," and that's the first song that I ever heard of Kate Bush. And I must have been about 15, maybe 14, and it began to play, and people were coming up to the door and looking through the door, and as the song was starting to play, it was a room full of girls and just me. I was the only boy, and I'm not joking, everyone was crying except for me. And I've looked back on why I didn't cry, and I've realised how powerful the song is, and I can appreciate how powerful the song is, but actually how much it is in touch with feminine energy and feminine power, and it's a song that speaks to women more than it does men, but it still talks to men because it's a beautiful song. But it's definitely um, how do I word it? I think you know what I mean. It's so beautifully written and produced that basically everyone was crying, and I just sat there in silence and listened to the song, and I thought it was beautiful, and I thought I really found this artist interesting. And then I think I went away and listened to some of the classics like Wuthering Heights and Babooshka at home on YouTube. And then a year or so later, it would have been about 2 years later actually, I then went to the sixth form at the school that I went to, and on the curriculum for performance studies was Kate Bush under music, and I was quite fascinated with her already, and so I was really looking forward to this lesson. And we sat and listened to the whole of the Hounds of Love, and I remember the song "Waking the Witch," and my mouth just dropped because I couldn't believe someone had made a song as amazing as that, because it is so unique and so witchy and everything that I loved about storytelling. And I thought that the album, and it's now one of my favourite albums of Kate Bush, like many people. But I remember thinking, I'm really glad that I took those lessons, because they opened me up to so many different new artists, and there are some artists that have stayed and some artists that haven't stayed, but Kate Bush has stayed because of how talented and how well written her music is, and how beautiful her music is. And find that really interesting because years later I've then gone on to discover her other works, her other songs, and then more recently The Line, the Cross and the Curve, which I discovered a few years back and I watched and was in awe really of how Kate was able to always be at the helm of her creative pursuits and how she was always in control of what she was doing. And that is really impressive because there are so many artists that have to do things that they don't want to do. And Kate was always, from the start, very much, I want to do what I want to do and this is how I want to do it. And you can tell because of the work and the quality of the work. But I remember the Hounds of Love day, at school. I still remember the day where we spoke about cloudbusting, and my tutor was like, "Oh, it's about Peter Reich and his dad and how they used to go out cloudbusting together and they built a machine that would make it rain." And I said, "That can't be true." And then someone else said, "Actually, it is true." And that took me back because I thought, in my ignorance, I thought nothing could change the weather. I thought the weather was, that's not how naive I was as a 17-year-old. That we can now build things that change the weather, and that was in the 80s. So I mean, you can imagine what can happen now. But nevertheless, I remember that period of my life where I went home and I listened to all of the new stuff that she had produced, like Ariel and 50 Words for Snow. And then as the years had gone on, I then started to go backwards and listen to The Dreaming and The Red Shoes and Lionheart. And I have most of them on vinyl and CD. So I've become quite a big Kate Bush fan, and it's just quite lovely, really, to know that it's her birthday today, and it makes you think that you hope that she's doing well, and that she's always creating and pushing the envelope, even if she never releases another song. Just knowing that she's out there still making music, which is her total love, and you can tell that it's her world, her unique gift to the world, and that she's creating her own world and inviting you into it. And I just think she's amazing, and I can't praise her enough, really. And I'll be forever thankful for Kate getting me through hard times. So yeah, thank you very much for listening today. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll be in touch in the future. Bye.